Hi, welcome back to So Blessed by Jess, and today we're going to be yet again in our Civil War sampler book. And I am so super enjoying going through these books, learning the techniques, sewing these blocks together. And today is a very unique block because, well, it's unique in a way, but it's every quilter and sewist nightmare, an empty spool. And so that's what it's called, empty spools. And here you go. Here's the colorway that we were given is this blue on the bottom, so blue on white. And we know the best of us, the wonderful, we want to play spool roulette or chicken bobbin, whatever you want to call it. I call it chicken bobbin. I say, how many more inches can I get? Oh, can I make it to the end of the seam? Sometimes I win and sometimes I'm putting another bobbin in. But anywho, are you ready? Let's go ahead. I'm going to flip you down and let's create this block. Okay, so to make this block, we have two sizes of triangles and one trapezoid. So the large navy triangles go like this. The small navy triangles go in. And then the trapezoids go on the side. And there's our block. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the small triangles. We're going to find the center of the trapezoid, the center of the triangle. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam down both sides. Once we finish with that, and we have this beautiful unit, we're going to sew long ways across one of the sides and then sew the long seam down. So it's kind of like an on point 4 patch. Okay. So to find the middle, we're going to fold the white in half, press it. Okay, and it's going to give us this little indentation. And then I want to make sure that I'm folding this wrong sides together, so that little indentation kind of sits right inside that one. And if everything goes as well, it's like a 1/4 inch is hanging over on both sides. Okay, we're going to do that to both of them. We're going to sew a seam and then go ahead and finish the rest of it. All right, so when this is sewn, this is what the unit will look like. And we're going to line it back up. And let me move this one out of the way. Fold it on. And it should match up perfectly. And I always take the more solid piece and put it on the feed dogs. All right, and then I'm just going to sew up one side. And I'm going to make sure whatever side I sew it on, I sew it identically on both units. All right, let's go ahead and show it to you. All right, there she is. And we want to press it towards the more solid fabric. It always wants to lay away from the seams anyway. Okay, I'm going to make another block, another unit, identical to this, and then I'm going to sew on this long seam. Now, you are creating triangles here, and you really need to worry and make sure that you don't stretch this fabric, because if you warp it and stretch it, it's just going to make your block wonky, and who wants a wonky block? And our block, the empty spool. It's beautiful. I really enjoyed it. So here's the history of it. And I did read a little bit of it before making the video, but it's interesting how the history in this blocks were portrayed during the Civil War, and It gets me researching. I'll even a little bit more off to the side. Okay. Empty spools remind us of the war's first few months, when women set aside their sewing to cutting up textiles for lint and bandages. Sally Brock Putnam, living with her parents in their home in Virginia, was advised by her brother's doctors in the Confederate Army to organize friends to provide medical supplies, including bandages, clothing, bedding, and lint. Doctors believed that packing a wound with lint scraped from cotton or linen was an effective treatment method. Although our contemporary ideas about infection frown upon packing thread into an open wound, I know, I kind of just, the way I read that, kind of like, there should be more, but that's where I'm going to stop. I don't know if I would have wanted lint and packing thread and all of that scraped into an open wound of my body. But I mean, it would, I guess, help provide some structure for the blood to coagulate and to start the healing process. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with it. Why not? Right? The way that people thought back then. I mean, forever changing. Everything's forever changing. Yes, good times, good times. But here again, here's our block. The empty spool. May your spools never be emptied, and may you always be able to continue sewing and never have to play chicken bobbin or bobbin roulette. All right, until the next video, I will see you again very soon. We are finishing up this quilt fast and furious. I'm even putting a few applique pieces in here. I know. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.